Hey everybody, Dr. Susan here. So we're going to go over now the myths of fasting. So things you may have heard about fasting, and we're going to kind of just let you know what things are true, what's not true. So the first thing is fasting's not for everyone. So everybody can't fast, right? Well, that's wrong, because everybody in some form can fast, and the fast you keep hearing me talk a lot about is intermittent fasting. Everybody in the world intermittent fasts. It's just a matter of you can extend the fast longer. So you just make your dinner, a little bit earlier. If you can't do that, you make the time to eat breakfast a little bit later. So even if you start out and it's a 12-hour intermittent fast and you do that a couple days a week, that's fantastic. So you are fasting. Fasting can be done by anybody at any age. So you just have to know the truths about fasting and what is not happening, what the myths are out there. A lot of it is a stigma put into our country. We have to eat every couple hours to keep your energy up or keep metabolism stoked. Or I try to think of all the things that I hear, but I've been out of that for so long, I don't even pay attention to it anymore because it's simply not true. Another thing is people who are hypoglycemic. Now understand, you definitely, are gonna wanna watch the fasting hours. We don't want anybody, getting sick and not feeling well. So it's just, again, it's a matter of just being sure that you're having, say, a 12-hour intermittent fast. Because actually the truth is insulin is what's causing the hypoglycemia. Your body is insulin resistant, there's too much insulin. That is what's causing the dysregulation in your blood sugar, and it needs to be corrected. So two ways to correct insulin and correct the hypoglycemia is to, one, lower your insulin levels, which is done through fasting, or lowering your carbohydrate intake. So it's not eating every hour, 2 hours, more carbohydrates. You're just putting fuel on that fire, and that's why it keeps happening. So if you need more information about that, please comment below or contact our office, because I'd be happy to talk to you about that. But hypoglycemia is caused by insulin. It's not caused, and it will not hurt to be in a fasted state for those 12 hours, because you'll be sleeping, so you'll be fine. Another thing is that it's not good on your hormones, so that's another myth, because actually fasting helps you with hormone optimization. So it's excellent for the hormones. Another myth is that you'll starve, but starving is just depleting nutrients, not eating, and that is going to lead to poor health. Fasting, the body has all kinds of mechanisms in place. So actually when someone is starving, those mechanisms are put into place to protect the body and to help it adapt to what's happening. What happens is if somebody's deprived from nutrients for too long without monitoring numbers and things like that. So in extended fasts, we always ask you to be monitored and watched. But in fasting, your body puts those mechanisms into place, and if you have a professional watching those numbers and those things and watching those mechanisms happen to be sure that you break the fast at the right time and things like that, it's the best healing modality out there. So with fasting, you get hormone optimization, which raises your health. Insulin levels get lowered, again, health raising. Inflammation is lowered, which I talked about in another video. 7 out of 10 of the leading causes of death in the United States underlying root cause is inflammation. So fasting lowers inflammation levels. It's gut healing. So again, much sickness comes from the gut. All health, healing, immune system, all of that resides in the gut. So it's very healing to your gut and microbiome. And then also, I think that's about it. I think I said it optimizes your hormones. So there's just so many health benefits. I could probably go on forever about that. Another myth is that it will ruin your metabolism. You can't not eat because your metabolism will get ruined. That's a myth also, because it's insulin that ruins your metabolism, not fasting. Their metabolism is ruined by insulin. Once again, insulin is the issue here. Insulin wrecks the metabolism, actually causing insulin resistance. So like I said, fasting helps with hormone optimization. When the metabolism's broke, it's insulin that is causing insulin resistance. Insulin resistance is the precursor to type 2 diabetes. If you don't see type 2 diabetes in the form of the pancreas or in weight gain, some people think, well, they're lucky, they're not gaining weight, but they're unlucky because actually what they're causing is resistance. It's called type 3 diabetes, which leads to dementia. So insulin is bad all around. We need it absolutely to live. It's one thing that we don't mess around with. If you need insulin, you have to go in the medical world, you have to get what you need. But it is so dangerous in today's world because it's not in control, it's kind of out of control, and all the reasons what put it out of control are not being addressed. So that's what we're here to do. We're here to address those reasons and give you the good information and the research. So that's another thing. This week we'll be posting a lot of research on fasting that's well studied. It's an ancient healing modality. I also wanted to show you two books. This is a book by Dr. Jason Fung, and he is our modern world expert on fasting. This is such an informative book. It's absolutely amazing. He's fantastic. He's a doctor, kidney specialist in Canada. He's a medical doctor. So much in here, and so much research in this book, and all the research is in the back. There's some recipes in here. So fantastic, The Complete Guide to Fasting. So if you really just want to get more information, grab this book on Amazon. I mean, it's less than $20 and it'll change your life. And to show you that fasting is not something new, this was a book, this is one of the books I've read by Herbert Shelton. So Herbert Shelton was a doctor, I guess, in the 1900s. What time frame? I mean, I'm thinking it was the 20s, the 1920s, but it could be earlier. He was definitely born in the late 1800s, and he died, I believe, in the 60s or 70s. He was about 90 years old when he died, and he always was fasting. He believed in it, and this is really just some old research. I don't know if you can get this book anymore, but I got this copy on Amazon. This is actually my second copy of this book, but I did get it on Amazon. So I really encourage you. I encourage you to look and look at the research, because some people, you know, these myths really scare people off. I can't fast. It's not for everyone. It's definitely not for me, you know, because people are really shocked. Like, how can I miss a meal? How can I miss a meal? Or, I mean, I've done 6-day water fast. How do you not eat for 6 days? Let me tell you, until you do it, it's the most relaxing time you'll ever have in your life, because food is such a big part of our lives. It's huge. So it's incredibly relaxing, but you also have so much energy. Like, what you think would be a fast, you like be laying in bed, you know, in like an out of it kind of state, but it's not. You have the greatest energy. So people have been fasting for a long time, like me, and Dr. Tedder will say also, that's the time that we get our best thinking done. Like right now, I'm fasted. I haven't eaten today, and it's the best time. It's when my brain works the best. It's just working off of ketones, and we'll talk all about that another time. That's for another video. I just wanted to go over the myths of fasting. If you have questions, please put them in the comments below. We want to make a conversation. We want to get people, you know, introduced to this idea, and please put comments below. I will be watching for those comments and be happy to answer them all. And I hope you're going to join us on this 5-day fasting experience next week, starting on Sunday the 24th after dinner, and we'll be ending on Friday at dinner time. So if you decide to do it one of those days or 5 of those days, just to do a 12-hour intermittent fast of those 5 days, that's fantastic. So it's the beginning of starting to flex your fasting muscle, and you have to work up. You have to work up to those longer term fasts, but it happens in no time. So I really encourage you to give it a try. All right, hope to see you.